And there we are. Now we're also recording. Hi and welcome to the Face of the Transmission. I am a bit nervous because it is new, but hey, life goes on, and we try to improve your viewing experience. But yeah, to mention it again, this here is the Unlife of Gorlak. This is a racing simulator RPG made by Landshark Rar. Yeah, I can't really hide it really. But yeah, since I've stalled for long enough now, let's start up the game. Fun fact, the game is apparently built in Chromium. You're stalling me for longer now. Yeah, no. Duly noted. Motor tests are initiated, motor tests are being performed. There we go. Now that's the motor test done. Now please, don't stall me too much anymore, otherwise I really might just die of embarrassment. I would like the new talking animation. Why, thank you. The one who did the whole illustration for this goes by Sanku. I'm going to post a bit of an announcement for it after this transmission and thank him for the work that he's done for me. Yeah, without further ado, let's start our game on normal. The moon is high in the evening sky as you draw near to the object of your ire. You spot him and make your approach. You are flying, skulking, charging, announcing. Huh? Well, I guess to have a bit of fun, we can say that we are announcing. You make a grand appearance before your foe, reveling in your glory. You are thrust in the heat of battle, eager to draw blood. You make your strike. You unleash your might, unleash your magic, aim for the heart, cut him with words. How about we go with magic? Magic is fun after all. You display the might of your destructive magics. He unfortunately is not taken out by your opening volley and responds with a strike of his own. You defend yourself by toughing it out, dodging away, deflecting the blow, or pleading for mercy. Let's go with deflecting. It wasn't enough. You fall in battle, blood stains your claw, you sink into the abyss as cold takes your body and your soul roils in anger, sorrow, acceptance, or fear. I mean, if this is like many of the racing sims that I'm used to, I'm gonna have to do a slight edit on that, because I realized that the game, there we go, it was a bit too low. Here you go, now you guys can also see the bottom of the text bar. But there we are. Acceptance. Time passes. Great words crumble as a new one rises. But in what's left of your heart, you know your name is still whispered in fear. It has to be. It sounds like you're selecting your class and personality, lol. Yeah, no, that is very apt. Yeah, I'm not actually sure just how much... I don't know how much already that you guys know about racing things, but in general, before you actually start your racing, you tend to be giving a couple of choices to dictate your starting stats. So I just imagine that these are the things that we are dealing with right now. Also, I can tell the engine already. Ah, can ya? What do you think the engine is then, Sir Blaine? It has to be... Oblivion continues to eat away at your being until one day you feel yourself pulled back. As you bubble to the surface of existence, you feel the twinge of an old wound as somewhere a star falls from the heavens. From somewhere, a voice reaches you. Rise! You hear your name? Yes, your name. Feared and revered. I'm gonna keep it with Gorlak, because Gorlak is a good name for a dragon. Rise, Gorlak! I'm up. Quit shouting. You find your body creaking as you move. It is as if Eon had passed as your joint last bent. Your body feels weak and dry. You raise your claw to find naught but bone. I brought you back from beyond. And who asked you to do that? My lord. This stranger's insistence begins to strain what little patience is left from your time beyond life. You stand to your full stature. You think yourself a subject of mine? Why have you wrenched my soul from the grave? The necromancer finally shuts up for a moment to consider their response. I was inspired by you. I wish to help you with your conquest. You could have ruled this world with your life not cut short. That's right. Your heart was split in two. Their excitement grows. But your great nemesis has not lived into this age. He's returned as well. I felt it. The necromancer falls into a stunned silence. Yeah, I can feel his presence now. Even now, yes. And this is giving Renpy. I don't actually know if this is Renpy. I would not bet on this being Renpy. Of anything, I would probably bet that this is... I would probably bet that this is either a heavily modified version of a RPG Maker game or something entirely custom. Because this is something that I'm not actually familiar with. And welcome to the transmission, tips. Hope you have a very good Tuesday. I can't read because I'm in open room, so I'm just watching, but... Well, I'm happy to hear that you also approve of the upgrade that we have had to the transmission. Heal will be here in 30 days. His hatred for you must know no bounds, for him to be called from the heavens at your arrival. You reflexively let out a growl. The bond you share with this damned hero goes beyond mere hatred. Then we must act now. And how do you propose we do that? My body is greatly weakened after being raised after who knows how long by a second-rate necromancer. I'm not starting any conquest without my generals. If you can manage to keep your whims at check, you can still be of use to me. I will consider your proposal only then. They let out a heavy sigh. Very well. Hopefully this keeps this wretch off your back for a while. Would you like to see the tutorials? You can read your gameplay information in the library. Sure. Since this is our first life as Gorlak, let us review how you live as Gorlak. As you start, you will be presented with some options for how to spend your days waiting for your quarry to arrive. We can either spend your day in the lair. First, you have your lair, where you can train your skills, shop, upgrade your training facilities, as well as review game information. Next, you can choose to go on an excursion, so you can explore the world and reach your goals. The talk menu is for talking to what companions are currently present in your lair. The army allows you to sort and change your equipment, use items and view your abilities. And finally, the system menu is where you can manually save your game and change certain options. Alright then. We start without further ado indeed. Let's see. Strength 5, Flight 7, Arcana 17, Stamina 10, Focus 12, Toughness 7, Spookiness of 5, Lore of 5, and Drama of 10. The 10 in Drama is probably because we announced our presence. Let's see. Sure. In a training ground and study, you can choose to spend a day training a specific skill. The library is where you can read tutorial information as well as explanation of various attributes and what skills influence what attributes. The shop provides basic equipment as well as upgrades to make your training grounds and study more effective. You walk the halls of your lair. Let's see, what do you have in the shop? The ritual circle at the floor is softly glows with power. On the wall nearby is a note detailing an incantation label. Magnificent Mammon's discounted merchantry. You recite it. Howdy, I'm here for nets of Tartarus to keep you out of a pit of death. I have lots to offer. What are you looking for? What sort of consumables do we have? Potions, syrup, which is an MP heal, and then we have medicine, which is a cure ultimately. From the looks of it. As for weapons, we got sword, staff, claws, dagger, axe, and a rough orb. Murky cheap, but looks wizardy enough. And last but not least, we have our armor, which yeah, no, some of these are really funny. These make you feel a little smarter. Keeps your head cool. Puts a little extra bark into your bites. Just enough to protect your chest. Comfy and easy to wear. Flexible protection for versatile fighting. Makes you vaguely feel like a barbarian. Right then, gotcha. We only have 100 gold, so we can't really be too spendy in which... Let's see. You can buy motivational posters to upgrade your training grounds to level 2 for 200 gold. And how about the study then? You can buy Tasteful Lamp to upgrade your study to level 2 for 200 gold. It seems then like we are on a set track. Yeah, you're reading that exactly right. Skulk 5. Is the text a bit too small to read with the layout and all this going on? Or is everything still legible? Let's see, if I go here I can start at level 1, Arcana, Skulking, Spookiness, Drama, Lore. So, I just never seen that word before. It's like stealth. Yeah, exactly. It is a synonym for stealth, but in a bit more of a nefarious manner. Well, since we already are keen on Arcana, let's study a bit more Arcana. With your experience in Arcana, Gorlak has learned to use Wizard Shot. Use gain skills. Read a skill tutorial. Yeah, sure, why not? Whether it be through training or exploring, you have made your skills greater. This does a few things to you. First, it increases your battle attributes, as you can see on the top left of the screen. Secondly, this will make skill checks associated with that skill easier. And finally, you can get your skills high enough, you will gain a new combat abilities. You spend a day studying magic. 6 Arcana plus 1 Stamina. The sun sets on another day. Hey, I know you're trying to sleep, but this will be a good time to explain your mood and stress if you would like. Sure. Your energy for the day is not just determined by your stamina, but also your mood. Simply put, a better mood will give you more energy and a lower mood will give you less energy. You can better your mood by going outside and succeeding in skill checks. Your stress will lower your mood each night, and you need to make sure to not let it build too much. Stress is raised by exploring and failing skill checks. But you can recover stress by winning fights or simply ignoring an event. You will also gain exploration progress. If your stress grows a lot, you can spend a day training at home to cut your stress in half. I won't keep you anymore. Good luck tomorrow and good night. It's day 2. The air buzzes with aggression today. You will encounter more fights on excursions today. Does that mean that we should go out then? Have a bit of a scrap? Thank you for sub. Thank you for the subscription, Husky. It is very much appreciated that you're supporting the transmission. But still, 7 months, now that is impressive. Let's see. How about we try out the armor system? There we have maneuvers, slates, and taunts. Customize? What can we customize then? HUD frame, cursor. It's for unlocks then, I imagine. Well, that's gonna be fun. There's unlocks to find. Would you like an explanation on excursions? Sure. We're blind enough as is. When going out on an excursion, you will face the horrors of the world, such as events and battles. Seeking out these events will cost the energy you can see on the left side of your screen. As you explore and succeed in your trials, you will gain progress towards your various goals. These goals are important to your quest, but may contain great dangers. When you choose to explore for a day, you will gain stamina. Completing goals will also give you a large boost of stamina, so make sure to do them. Welcome to the transmission, Obiro. Hope you had a good Tuesday. Let's try to explore the waste ruins. Right, and how about the catacombs? You will not be able to return without ending the day. Sure? Let's just go right up ahead. I suspect one of my generals may lie in the catacombs. And you're sure they'll lie there, given your history? We're white. Decide to stay after my death is not something I have much say over. White, as in the White Guardian that roams the decrepit halls. Well, if they made such a name for themselves, you should be glad to have them on our side. Here's one of the catacombs. You may find your old friend here. You have 26 energy. You found an event. View the event tutorial? Sure. You found an event. This is where your skills come into play. When faced with a skill check, you will be given a few options in how to approach the event using different skill checks. The challenge will be presented with a DC difficulty class and a skill you will use after you choose it. A course of action, you will roll a random number between 100 and 100 and add the skill you are using. Let's try rolling DC 30 strength to see what happens. DC 30, strength roll 27 plus 5 equals 33, which is a success. You roll 27 out of 100 and add a 5 strength, making a total of 32. If this was higher than the DC of 30, you will have succeeded in the check and gain progress rewards, as well as experience in the skill used. Harder checks will grant you greater rewards, but also have greater risk for failures. However, if you roll too low and fail, you will not gain progress and something bad might happen. You will still gain a little experience in that skill for trying at least. Well, that's mighty kind. If all these options seem too risky, you can choose to skip out on an event. You won't gain any of the potential rewards, but you will still gain progress and recover some energy. You come on a hallway that may be possibly trapped. Fly over the spikes. Weave your way through stylishly. The best chance that we have currently is with flight. It's 7, so our lowest roll has to be 23. If we hit 23, we will still be able to pass. I'm not too much of a gambling man currently, so let's go. Or you know, Or, you know, I can just land on a 2. I'll be frank with you, I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming. I mean, I'm not really all that lucky, but I didn't think that we would land on a 2. I thought we would have landed on like a 10. No, I landed on a 2. 7 is my flight modifier. So the end result is 9. I thought that we would have at least... we're rolling between 1 to 100, Blaine. I really thought that we would have at least had a higher chance of succeeding this one. You hover there for a bit looking for a path over the top, but can't seem to figure it out. You wasted your time in here. Is it not 1 to 20? No, it is between 1 to 100. We just read that. We'll go again. You're about to get a brush with danger. Would you like to read the ambush tutorial? Sure. When you're into the battle encounter, you will automatically roll a check against the difficulty class depending on the group of foes you're about to face. If you succeed, you will be at an advantage at your enemy and be able to either get an advantage in combat or avoid it entirely. I guess you're just unlucky. Getting a 2 is wild. Yeah, that's why I was stunned for a second. To think out of all the numbers between 1 and 100, I rolled a 2. At least I'll take solace in that it wasn't a critical failure. However, should you fail to pass the initiative check, you will be likely be at a disadvantage and you will have to make a choice that allows you to mitigate your disadvantage. If a battle seems too tough, you can check back out of the main actions menu and attempt to escape. This can save you from ending your day early, and you can even attempt to flee from almost every boss fight. Good luck. You sense something approaching. Boy, thank you. That's a success. You spotted your stalkers. You go to confront them. You're being accosted by necromantic forces emanating from 2 ghosts. Well, unless there's a critical fail roll in this game, we do have a way to do this without actually failing. Exorcism. Yeah, I'm gonna say exorcism. Man. A5. But hey, that's why we train. You encounter some words to repel and haunt the source of the spooky. You encounter some words to repel the haunt, and the source of the spooky aura turns in fear. Let him go, or take him down. Let's be a kind Gorlak. The ambient aura calms down and you can continue on in peace. Mysteriously, something cool is left behind. You found a potion. Neat. Sadly, that's all the energy that we have. So we have to end the day here. The points you've gained in your trials shall be added to your skills. My thank you. Every store today is having a sale. Get in there and buy. I'll read a bit of the library later on. Let's see how big of a sale it is. Oh, it's cut down by half, I see. Does that also apply for upgrades? Nah, damn. It doesn't count for upgrades. Well, let's try out the armor then. Now what would be good to have? I think it's probably wisest if we get ourselves a weapon, in case we do get into combat. Plus 5 dex, plus 15 magic versus 50 magic and 250 max MP. We'll go with the staff. Give me one, thank you very much. And then we'll quickly equip. The more I'm playing around with this, the more this feels like RPG Maker with how menu heavy it is, which is nice. I quite like myself my RPG Maker games. So you know, I have an energy of 37. I can walk out again. But I think it's probably a good idea to... It probably is a good idea to train some more. Let's see. The Gorlak I want to make will... I'm probably just gonna assign him as a nerd. I want to make him have a high arcane, high drama, and high lore. So we can probably make that work. But arcane and drama will go first and foremost. With your experience in drama, Gorlak has learned to use a one-liner. The ability he has gained is a slight or taunt. Slights and taunts are special in that you can use them without finishing your turn. However, you can only use one slight and one taunt per turn. Have fun using slights and taunts to give an edge on your opponents. You spend your day practicing your speeches. The sun sets on another day. You're able to relax for a bit. It's day 4. While doing a little cleaning, you manage to find some loose change. Nice, lucky us. Well, with 4... See, we can probably explore a bit more. So, back to the catacombs we go. You spot the tracks of something that may have recently passed by here. Ah, lore failure. You can't make the heads or tails of where they might be hiding. You're being overwhelmed by mysterious horrors. Magic them away, run away, take a swing. Well, our best bet is still to use Arcana. Now that's a big success. You guys a quick exit system and it gives you a moment of protection. You're surprised, but you manage to brace yourself, raising your defenses. Oh, this menu is so cute. I love this. Yes, look at the portrait of our dear Gorlak here. What a man. Let's see, 350 MP, say a cool line boosting your dexterity and critical damage. However, it will also reduce your defense, resist, and agility. I don't think we need to do that for now. Deals Arcana damage. There are so many different Gorlaks here. I love the sprites so much. Yeah, no, all the sprites here are excellent. Especially since for every action we have a different fancy Gorlak sprite to illustrate what we're actually doing. This is so nice. You found 8 gold. You found a potion. This building has given you something to learn. Choose a skill to gain. Wizard shot, aka my drink of choice. Ah, well, I know that you're a barista, but can you also infuse some magic into your coffee, tips? Well, we gain more drama. More. As you wander the halls, your ear catches the sound of something jingling, shuffling, somewhere above you. Suddenly, from the ceiling descends a many-armed salesman, their arms draped with fancy chains and trinkets. They gesture with their many hands adorned with rings, holding various wares, some of which you might find useful. Hey there, bub. You looking to do some shopping? I'm sure you'll find something you like. What's your special selection? 5% increase in landing a crit, increase max MP by 250, a fang, blessed to make killing blows 10% critical damage, death touch airing, being critically striking applies an increase of defenses, take 50% water damage, take 200% fire damage. Gotcha. Ah well, if only I was rich, but I am not rich. So what's your repertoire of... yeah, no, these are upgrades to say the least. Good reading foes with discordant notes hits all enemies. A focus that can help you see your way to victory. Great for anything from digging holes to hunting. As an answer on many of soldiers. Well, maybe then if we do a strength Gorlak on another run, we can have ourselves a sword. But for now, I'm just not actually rich enough for any of this. If you're one of them wizardry types, you might be tempted to mess with the illusion mazes. Just be careful, you don't make a boogeyman. You don't make a boogeyman. They'll mess you up. Hey, nice, that ease on stress. You've explored enough to reach a goal. Would you like to reach your goal or explore elsewhere for now? You will not gain area progress until the goal is finished. Let us try the goal event. Let's see what the first goal event is. You managed to find the tomb of your old friend only to find it empty. Not entirely empty, however. Various books, journals and drawings litter the little corpse cubby. You will find one of yourself that reminds you how much weight you've lost over the years. What's this? Beneath the sketches of you is an envelope with what feels like loose gems. Was this your old emergency fund? You pulled some of the gems out to see... Yeah, you can remember some of these pretty well. You know they won't like you just grabbing these, but you kinda need the money. You found a rough orb. You take a few totaling 100 golds worth and leave a note. Hopefully they don't get too upset about this. This gold has given you the strength to carry on. You will gain more stamina after returning home. You're exploring the catacombs. You may find your old friend in here. Well, we have a bit more energy. One more time, I'll say. You pass by some mean-looking guys, and they give you a look. Yeah, I'm not a tough dude. They give you a look over and make a nasty little smirk as they approach you. A group of guards approach you, and you're at a disadvantage. The best roll that I have is the flight. DC 45. I did have an Arcana of 25, which gives me a bit more leeway. My, now what does that RGB jelly bean happen to mean? Do you vibe with the music here, Husky? But yeah, no, we're gonna use our flight. Nice, success. And nothing to the OST. Yes. Yeah, no. Every track that we've found so far has been very nice to listen to. Quite pleasant, quite pleasant. You slip past them, get away. Alright then, this has been a total increase of our stats by 9 points. That's actually fairly decent. The sun sets for another day. It's day 5. We're greeted by a door-to-door witch. I'm the best person in the land for ambitious lore looking to exert her might. Sure, what's your special selection? Resist arcane damage, manaphobic talisman, a battle beret. Drama. Grants the ability to use the taunt Cutting Phrase. This move deals damage and applies random debuffs on the target. That sounds very funny. Burning Heart. Use your power as you lose HP. Take 50% fire damage and 20% more water damage. A special blend of herbs. Ward away misfortune. Become immune to damage over time side effects. A perfectly safe protection charm. I know that's especially good at hurting one's head. Arcana. Deals 80% of damage to target's MP. That would be pretty good. Grant the ability to use Killer Jab. A slight that grows in critical damage with your focus. I am broke. I am still so broke. I want some of these stuff. Some of these stuff would be very nice for actual combat encounters, but alas, not really something that we can actually deal with. Damn, the witch has some really good stuff. Yes, look at all the stuff that she has. That's fantastic. Man, I want this mahogany stuff, but maybe she comes by another time. Never mind. Goodbye. Alright then, we've got 44 more energy. Though I think it's probably due time to... Let's see, what can we train by going into the training grounds? Strength, flight, toughness, and focus. Let's bring our drama up some more. It's been a day practicing your speeches. Plus 6 drama, plus 1 stamina. The sun sets, another day. You're able to relax a bit. Well, living a little team, you managed to find some loose change. Nice, 60 bucks. I think the current ongoing plan that I have is that I'm gonna cycle between doing excursions and training up in my lair. That seems to be a decent plan. Especially since we do still need to progress the area in order to do some fine stuff. I would like to weave stylishly through these, but they it still does. Let's see. So I have 23 in drama. I need to hit at least a 40. That's a 60% chance to hit. For flying over, I need to hit a 20%, 80% chance. So still, flight is for the better. Wow, that's a high roll, all right. Success. The downtown would be a pretty good shortcut. You made extra progress. You're exploring the catacombs. Go, once more. As you wander the halls, your ear catches the sound of something jingling, shuffling, somewhere above you. It's the merchant again. Nah, I don't think I want to buy something right now, but thank you for appearing once again. You've gotten pretty familiar with how to find this merchant. You can now choose to shop with this merchant without spending energy. My, I'm lucky. You have close enough to reach a goal. Would you like to reach your goal? Yeah, goal event. Let's go. As your steps echo through the silent halls, a gust of wind suddenly assaults you. The echoes turn to screams as a disembodied voice begins to interrogate you. Interloper, stranger, thief. You may be as dead as us, but you do not rest here. Thief. Ah, no. They're an old friend of mine. I've been looking for them. Knave. A real friend would have visited at any point in the recent centuries. Well, now that's just unfair. You were much too dead to do that. And unfortunately, the entity that's been interrogating you seems to be heading towards you faster than you can retort. Well, we got a boss fight. We got some restoratives. pump up. And then we'll keep on doing wizard shots. Oh, no, that's a heavy hit. Wow, this looks so cool. Yeah, no, this looks really cool. I would say that without a second doubt. And hey, I know that I mentioned who made this game before, but since we have the developer here in chat, a round of applause everyone to Landshark Roar, who made the wonderful game that we're currently playing. I'm happy to hear that you guys are welcoming me very kindly. But yeah, welcome to the transmission, Landshark. Hope we've had a good Tuesday so far. The spirit emanates a pitch you can't describe. Fear forcibly wells up inside you. The best thing we can do is try to resist it. 72% chance we can do this. Nice. You endured long enough to make them exhaust their magic. Enemy magic attack went down. Nice. Water shot, now that hurts. I do wonder how tanky the Banshee is. We've had it hit it quite hard, but I don't know, basing it off of the fact that we have the HP in the thousands, I reckon that Banshee might also have around 1,000 HP, if not maybe a bit more. Another slide. Let's have a sip of the mana potion. Because unlike you, we can do 3 actions in a single turn. We are a powerful undead indeed. But though that does hurt. Right then, this is just a DPS check. Damage over time effects. Not a fun time. Holy! The points you gain in your trial shall be added to your skill. Yeah, no, wrecked indeed. I guess I need to do a little bit more training before I contend with that boss. The stress of the day gnaws at you. It's day 7. You find yourself awakening to some noise at the door. You check to see if it's some over-eager neighbor you need to shoo away. You immediately close the door. Why are the soldiers at your door? You can't have that much of a reputation after just a week, right? You search out the necromancer to get some answers. Can you explain why there's a small squad of do-gooders looking to kill me at our door? Ah, well, you see, while you were going about your business, I've been spreading whispers of your return. Why, the other necromancers are fuming with jealousy at my work with you. This braggart is going to risk putting you in the dirt again over their own ego. Before you have time to tear into them, you hear the guests letting themselves in. Unfortunately, you don't have time to tear into the necromancer right now, so give him a stern glare before going to kick out the intruders. Yet another battle music. Actually, I'm curious if you wanna share some of your dev knowledge, Landshark. How many tracks of music did you make for the game? Because every track that we've listened to so far has been a banger. Fun fact, the door slam has a slight volume change based on your strength. Oh, that is very funny. That is extremely funny. tried making a couple, and a friend of mine volunteered to make the soundtrack. Ah, nice. Nice. So the 2 exploration songs are based on my first attempts partly. Well, hey, game development is a collaborative process. But still, no matter if you made them or if your friend made them with your inspiration, they are still very fun to listen to. Yeah, we take magic damage very nicely. Ow. He should have around... Yeah, all of them 300 HP. He has the soundtrack on his Bandcamp and YouTube. Well then, I am going to be sure to add that then to the description of today's archival video, because I'm sure more people would want to hear the joys of this game's music. The beta has given you something to learn, choose a skill to gain, and... Well, I did mention earlier that I want to make my goal like a nerd, so... Arcana... Here we go. He said the interloop is running for the hills. And don't bother coming back! The necromancer applauds you in a poor attempt to make his situation seem less annoying. You're too annoyed to lay into him about this, so you shoot him a fierce glare. They take the hint and shuffle away. The points you gain in your trails should be added to your skill points. A new week begins. Save your game. Sure. Alright, actually, we did discuss this a bit at the start of the transmission, but what did you make the game in? A person here in the chat guessed Ren'Py, but I'm not so sure that this is a Ren'Py game. This more has the feel of an RPG Maker game. Yeah! Imagine as much. Nice. I've heard good things about RPG Maker MV. With your experience in Arcana, Gorlak has learned to use Zip Zapper. Yeah, it's very flexible, and I'm starting to get better with modifying it myself. Nice! I think at some point you're gonna be able to make a complete overhaul. I think one upgrade is enough for now. Let's see, Arcana is at 34, Drama is at 23. The thing that we can probably work to get a bit more on would be Lore. To have our nerdy Gorlak. 8 Lore! An increase in 6 points altogether, or no, 3 points altogether in the upgrade. Right now I'm trying to make the game save when you hit an elemental weakness or resist, but it's actually really fucking complicated. If I figure it out, I'll probably put it in here. Yeah, and I can imagine how annoying that is. Because MV should have access to... It's not default. I am perplexed. Elemental weaknesses should just be a baseline thing for many RPGs. So not having it be a default thing, it seems very odd. Extremely odd. I'm gonna visit the ruins of my old lair. I suspect one of my generals, Black, may lie there. He was my most loyal scout and invaluable to my work. He'll be long dead by now. Do you think I'm keeping you around because I think you're cute? What? You head off into the wasteland before continuing this pointless prattle. You're exploring the wastelands. You may find your old friend here. You think you're being watched, you go to find cover. Nice. You manage to stay hidden as your foe approaches and get a jump on them. You're upon two biter beasts. You have the upper hand. What do? Scare them off, calm them down, take a swing, try to escape. Unless this is a horrible choice, lure is probably for the better. Nice, success. They seem to have chilled out a bit. What do you do now? Hey now, go away. You let them wander off and leave you alone. They seem to have left something behind. A potion! How quaint, how nice, how lovely. Still lucky that we managed to get through that skulk. You're upon two biter beasts again. Pacifist route? I mean, technically I did send a couple of guys away. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the Gorlak that I'm making as well right now. A nerdy pacifistic Gorlak. They seem to chill out. Send them off. Indeed, there are multiple endings. There are in total 10 endings that you can achieve. And unlike other times in which I tend... Oh no, actually I stand corrected. There are 5 endings that you can find. I thought there were 10. I must have totally misremembered. But yeah, no, trust the dev, do not trust me. But yeah, unlike the times in which I try to go for every ending in a transmission playthrough of a game, this time around I will only be gunning to find 2 different endings. The rest, I'm gonna give you guys as a mission to find on your own. There's some kids wandering in the field. Scare them off, regale them with tales, impress them while lifting a big rock. Well, let's try to regale them. Yeah, that's a good one, alright. The kids want to help you on your quest and point you towards your goal. You're a little closer to it. You're exploring the wastelands. The progression here is going a whole lot faster than the catacombs. You're exploring to reach a goal. Would you like to reach your goal or explore elsewhere for now? Let's try the goal. Fun fact, failing that you have a chance to just cause a game over. Really? Did you disappoint the kids so much that you died of embarrassment? Is that what would happen? Once more, I repeat myself. That is extremely funny. As you explore the ruins, you stumble upon something familiar. It's a mark left behind by your old minion. Though it looks quite old, he may not still be walking around like you. But you rejoice yet, for the site seems undisturbed for quite some time. You find a clue to his resting place, and so you unearth your prize. You find some iron claws. You find 100 gold, some personal belongings, and a note. Ye who disturbs this site shall find themselves at the mercy of a deadly curse. A ruse, one of his favorites, although it didn't always work. Gorlak, if you're somehow not dead after you ran off, I'll be at Sullivan's Lake. A lead, although he may not have had the wherewithal to die there. But hey, if you did, you have a necromancer on your side. You continue your journey. This goal has given you enough strength to carry on. You will gain more stamina after returning home. Let's see, what does the... You know, leaning more into a physical Gorlak build. Rough Orb. Merkin cheap, but looks wizardy enough. I should probably read up on what the dexterity stat does. Dexterity, if I'd imagine dexterity probably has something to do with dodge chance. That's at least what my brain is telling me that it has, that it used to be able to mean. But yeah, no, we got a ton of good stats, so let's end the day for now. Yeah, and that's perfect. What you stamina, Gorlak has learned to use paced breathing, yeah? With your experience in lore, Gorlak has learned to use Scorcher. Aye, two on skill. There's no inherent chance to dodge or miss unless like there's a status or something given to you. Gotcha. However, Dex and Agility determine minimum damage to roll and crit chance. So that's what it means. Thanks for elucidating that, dear developer. I partially want to go get for a higher crit chance then. So higher agility lowers the average damage you take as well as make you less vulnerable to crits. Alright. So in that case, both defense and agility takes into account your the damage you take. Gotcha. Wait, 76 energy? That's a lot. Let's see. I can only speak to the Necromancer. For now, I'm just not going to. Actually, is it 400 to upgrade the lair once more? Wow, you can buy a comfy shirt to upgrade your study level for 1000 gold. Yeah, that's a very large increase. Though I guess it does make sense. Upgrades are meant to be fought for. No, actually, since combat is a bit more of a common thing now, I should actually buy some armor. The tanned letters, yes, as well as these swirly glasses. Actually, so if you really want to, you can build into Dex for higher crits. Yeah, thank you. In that case, yeah, no, I'm going to get these glasses then. Let's see, if we train one more time in Arcana, we can get up to Arcana 40. Let's go for it. No, in fact, we got Arcana. That seems lucky. With your experience in Arcana, Gorlak has learned to use Arcane Boost. You spend the day studying magic to a great result. Plus 4 stamina, plus 16 Arcana. Right, I'm starting to feel pretty confident in Arcana now. The sun sets on another day. You're able to relax for a spell. Honestly, I think in the end, agility ended up being the best stat. Yeah, no, I can imagine that agility is the best stats if it both determines the range of damage that you take as well as the range of damage that you deal. You know, I more so meant lowers the amount of damage you take on average and also makes it lesser chance for you to get crit, because I did get crit by that Banshee, and it did screw me up royally. Actually, I guess I should read in the library. As you gain skills, you may also gain abilities using combat. Some skills have more abilities associated with them than others, but know that once you hit 60 points in a skill, you will have gained all the abilities that skill has to offer. Gotcha. Your attributes are used for a glorious combat. As you gain skills, you also gain attributes. HP, the maximum damage you can take in combat. If this runs out, the day will end, you will lose some of your stamina. MP, a resource used for abilities in combat. Attack, the power of physical attacks and abilities. Magic, the power of magical attacks and abilities. Defense, your ability to resist damage from physical attacks. Resistance, your ability to resist damage from magical attacks. Moving first is real valuable, and agility debuffs are dangerous as hell. Yeah, I know you always want to act first in RPGs. Lowers the minimum damage attack may deal, as well as reducing chances of receiving critical hit. I should have just gone into the library beforehand, because I completely just didn't. Increases the minimum damage you deal to a target, as well as increases your chance of inflicting a critical hit. Always a good time when a stat does multiple things at once. Attributes you gain with your skills are listed from the attribute gain from greatly to slightly. Strength affects attack, defense, HP. Stamina affects MP resistance. Flight affects agility. HP and attack. Focus, MP attack, HP. Arcana, magic, MP dexterity. Toughness, defense, HP resistance. Sculpt, agility and dexterity, attack and defense. Spookiness, magic resistance. Then, reading up on this, the main way to gain agility then is through flight. I suppose then we can spend a couple of training days into flight. Let's see, we currently got 80 energy. We can spend one more day training, and then we spend a lot of time at the lake. What do I want to learn? Well, I want to learn drama. With your experience in drama, Gorlak has learned to use a meandering monologue. You spend the day practicing your speeches. You're great, but a door-to-door witch. Yes, it's the best wares in the land for any ambitious lord looking to exert their might. I still don't think that I'm actually... Yeah, no, I'm dirt poor. The real strat is you can just pick whatever 2 skill sounds cool to you. Fair enough. You can do some metagaming, but... Yeah, no. Because currently I've just decided that the 2 stats that I want is Arcana and Drama. Because those 2 sound funny to teach your Gorlakian. The Banshee might be... The game's meant to be decently tough, but you just pick 2 and you're good. Nice, thank you for the tip. And because in that case we can sell the iron claws. I can't buy the jewel orb. I do want to try out the jewel orb. The jewel orb is exactly what I want, but I'm poor. I mean, I guess I could sell the armor that I just bought, but no. I'm just gonna wait for the witch to come back another day. Right then. Excursion. Once more. And I can't also forget, because I need to equip my... Yeah, there we go. Optimize. Oh, that's a nice button to have. You're backed by some mean looking guys and they give you a look. Get your good meter to maximum. Why, how nice. We're having a great time, chat. Like clearly we're hoping to get you in get a piece of you, but you're not about to let them get it. You're faced with two bandits. You have the upper hand. What do? Stare them down, pickpocket them, act friendly, or just walk away. Act friendly. The two comes to haunt me once again. The two comes to haunt me. You can't seem to defuse the situation at all, so they attack. Let's see, what have I managed to learn? A good chunk of stuff. Heal 1/6 of your max speed and continue to recover for 4 turns. That seems very nice. Meandering monologue. Make a boring monologue that puts enemies to sleep. Deal fire damage to a single target with a chance to burn. Or slap a target 3 times with arcane. Greatly boost your magic and dexterity for 3 turns. Yeah, no, I see what I'm doing. Arcana boost. Now this might be a bit overkill, but I wanna see what the skill looks like. Yeah, that's a bit of overkill, but as long as it works. An excellent hit! You found 60 gold. This spell has given you something to learn. Let's see. Well, I guess of these stats that I can give a point into, I guess I can give it into focus. You're exploring the wastelands. You may find your old friend here. Yep. A particularly aggressive dust devil is chasing you down. I'm not really in the state to deal with any of this, but I'm going to gamble. Toughness. Nice. Something got caught in your ribcage. You found a potion. My, thank you. You come across a jovial Alvin with a large pack. He opens one of his wings, revealing some wares he has hidden. Holy, you look like someone who can use some special equipment. I'm very sure you'll find something you'll like. Let's see, what's your special selection like? Comfy glove that increases dex, boots that increases agility, decorative ham, some makes you feel fed and full of energy. Sparrow Bridge, become light as and brittle as a sparrow, gain 20 evasion chance, take 50% wind damage, and take 25% more physical damage. I guess this one is a bit different, because instead of wording it as taking 120% physical damage, it just says take 24% more. Well, both of them mean the same thing, but it's a small difference. Well, let's see. Give me the boots. What do you have for weapons? Plain fan. Steel rapier. I guess I could upgrade with these oaken staff. What do you have for armor, my friend? The elemental accessories are meant to be a bit stupid with it, lol. I see. Yeah, give myself the reading glasses. Thank you for your time, wandering merchant. Right. Goal event. As you wander, you find a place that feels familiar. It's a place where you've done battle against the hero. You can find old scorch marks and craters from your awesome magic. Unfortunately, a huge boar seems to have made the area its home. It looks somewhat upset as it glares at you. Oh, it started shouting right at you. Well, we're just gonna do this the best that we can. Holy. Let's see. Yeah, sneak, a potion. And we maneuver with some pace breathing. My agility is down again. Damn it. Zip zapper. Let's see, how much mana do we have? We can afford one more arcane boost. Zip zapper. Ah, there we go. Let's see. We'll learn some more drama from this fight. Oh, the music has changed. Drama king. Hey, I try. The feelings that this music is giving me. I'm out to explore the frontiers. Actually, I recently did play the first drama skill is probably my favorite move in the game, by the way. Oh, do you mean the one-liner? I think that was the one-liner that you got. Yeah, no. One-liner is very funny. I've not actually used it as much as I really want to use it. Mainly because I'm a bit scared of the combat, but I guess with experience I'll be able to learn to deal with it. Yeah, no, I love that sort of stuff, making you turn risky to up your damage. I do think that's probably one of the classes that I've enjoyed the most in RPGs is... I don't really know the proper name for it, but it was a character in the Jean d'Arc RPG on the PSP, in which they could sacrifice defense to increase their attack damage as well as the attack damage of the rest of their team. It was a really nice way to build a tank support guy, because you could just decide to forego him being a tank support and instead just going all in on him being the main DPS. Nice, some syrup. But they don't want to fuck with me. They clearly were hoping to get a piece of you, but you're not about to let them get it. You're face to face with a bandit with beasts. You have the upper hand, what do you do? Well, drama should work this time around, right? Yeah, it works. It works great. You get to chatting and they seem to let their guards down. Let them run. After some small talk, you part ways with your would-be foe. They even gave you a gift. You found a steel dagger. Nice. A sellable. Well, seems like you're getting further compliments than Landshark for the music you and your team has made into the game. We got 2 more chances to explore. Let's make the most out of it. You come across a Joey Layton. It's him again. Nah, thank you. I'm pretty familiar with how to find this merchant. You can now choose a shop with this merchant without spending energy. Your favorite so far? Yeah, no, it is really nice. The whip cracks adds a whole lot of atmosphere for this game. Or specifically for this area. There's some wandering kids nearby. Regale them once more. The kids want to help you on your quest and point you towards your goal. You're a little closer towards it. I think I would call this a very effective day in training. 6 points into stamina, 1 into focus, 2 toughness, 2 into lore, and 9 into drama. End the day. We're almost at the end of the second week. Holy! 98 energy. Today feels calm. You'll encounter fewer battles on excursions today. Well, if that is the case, let's continue on into the waste ruins again. We can probably get a bit further into the area progress. Another goal has been reached. Try out the goal event. You arrived at what must be Sullivan's Lake. It's smaller than you remember. As you search for the barely familiar terrain, you find marks in stones and trees. Your dear friend spent many of his days here, but you can't help but wonder if he might have decided to stay. Oh hey, something that looks like a grave marker. Time to go exhuman. And so you dig, and suddenly the ground gives way beneath you. Dust scattering fills your senses, and you find yourself facing the jaws of an antlion, an unwitting guardian of your dear minion's gravesite. You will simply have to dispatch. Well, once more, it's time to tussle. Start up with Arcana. Our beloved Sip Sapper. Nice, an excellent hit. Go for broke. One-liner. Gorlak pumps himself up. Sip Sap. Holy. Oh my. Oh my. That almost reached 1000 damage. That was only 1 of the 3 hits. Well, it does make your crits do more damage. Indeed they do. I think I might have found a very good combination here. That was stupid good. That antlion is no more. Give me 1 into Skulk. No, 3 into Skulk even. You find yourself in a cavern, the sky piercing through an islet above you. You were lucky your friend left a marker to his resting place on this spot, but doubts that his remains still remain begin to worm their way into your mind. You came here for him, you best not disappoint him. You spend what felt like hours searching through the soft sand looking for bits of a corpse. You dig, and dig. To your delight, you find a piece of remains you were looking for. You bundle up the body so you can take it back to your lair. This goal has given you the strength to carry on. You will gain more stamina after returning home. Well, we have even more energy. We may as well continue on using it. Oh, it's hot! A fire spirit is trying to give you a heat stroke. My best chance is to try to convince it to stop. Wow, that was a close one. The spirits grants you a boon. You get a ruby bangle. Hmm? You may find your old life here. You have some strange plans. Meditate here for a moment. Make them grow. Try to take some home. I have a guarantee, so grow them. The foliage blooms. You take some of your handiwork with you. We gain a sunrise chrysanthemum. More kids! Hey kids, I'm sure you're impressed by this. They think you're so cool! Your mood is improved. You recover 83 MP and 120 MP. Nice. You find some rubble block in the entrance of a ruined structure. Vandalize it, fly into the hole in the roof, move it aside. Right. I had an idea on what the Gorlak I would try to make for a second run of this game, but seeing this difficulty check of a 90 strength is motivating me to try and make a jock Gorlak. But for now, while messing around, you found some coins scattered about. We'll do some drama. 100 gold. Well, this is a very effective trick. Lay out a hard challenge for someone to make them want to do it later on. Even if my toughness is very bad, I am blessed with good dice rolls for this. Still, there is a chance to fail for this, but act friendly. Nice. You get the chat and then the scintillator guards down. Let them run. That's some small talk, you part ways with your would-be foe. They even gave you a gift. You found an oak staff. Now that's an upgrade if I've ever seen one. We vandalize it once more. Well, that was fun. Your mood has improved. You recovered 125 HP and 180 MP. We are nearing the end of the wasteland, it seems like. You've explored enough to reach a goal. Would you like to reach your goal or explore elsewhere for now? Let's try to reach the goal. You search for your old lair to little avail. Yet, you hear whispers on the wind of a dragon finding a new lair of their own in the area. It better not be your lair. You still have to get some of your old stuff. You are close. Foes here are at their strongest. This goal has given you the strength to carry on. You'll gain more stamina after returning home. Right then. We might be up against a dragon in the near future. Right, I would call this a very effective day of exploring. Look at that! Drama's at 61. We've not really maxed out our drama, but with most... People have told me that he's hot, so look forward to that. I think you're currently speaking to the choir here, Landshark. Plenty of people in this chat likes themselves some dragons. With your stamina, Gorlak has learned to use first aid. With your experience in drama, Gorlak has learned to use a rancid this. Now that sounds like a funny one. With your experience in drama, Gorlak has learned to use sow discord. You arrive home, the body of your cherished general in tow. The Ren commander ushers you toward where the ritual preparations have been made. You gently lay down the sack of human remains. We'll need to have him properly assembled. It's not like you had other plans for the evening anyway. I don't suppose you have a good reference on hand, do you? Hours of puzzling together your old friend finally came to an end. You give your own bones a break and leave the necromancer to do their dark work. You stand back and keep an intent eye on the ritual that you would only assume is the one used for your own resurrection. They light some candles and do a little chant, not as flashy for display as you expected, that is until the bones resting on the floor begin to rattle with regained life. Arcane connections pull the loose bones to their proper places. They creak as invisible joints form into what might be a cohesively formed, though much thinner human. Call for him! Sure, this may be part of the ritual, you were at least Sure, this may be part of the ritual, you were at least conscious for this bit, yet the tone of his voice irks you. Unfortunately, they are the one with the general's life, and you want to talk to him again. Rise! Black! He finally begins to rouse. Your friend is back. He tries to stretch his newly reformed joints as he sits up. Gorlak, I was trying to sleep. He rolls over and goes back to sleep. My, what a lovely little chap. Is this layabout truly one of your best? You shoot the necromancer a sharp glare. Allow me. You pick up your sleeping body and begin to shake him about. Up and at him, Black. We have work to do. He suddenly kicks off your face bones and expertly lands a cool flip. You're a bit sore, but at least that still works. I've been retired for years. It is a finally registered the situation at hand. Sorry to pull you out of retirement, old friend, but I'm in need of your assistance. Yeah, alright, but who's this schmuck? He says, pointing to a dismissive thumb towards his necromancer. This is the one who pulled us from our rest. I've been spending a lot of my time outside the lair and would like to see this place better, defended by someone I know better. You need to keep an eye on this necromancer. Hopefully you can get a better idea of what this guy deal is with your most perceptive soldier on a task. Well, big guy, looks like we're gonna be getting to know each other. Always quick on the uptake, Black. The sun sets for another day. You're able to relax for a spell. It's day 14. The end of the week. Is there gonna be a second adventuring band out here to try and wreck me? And there's a knock on your lair door. Black seems to have answered the door. You hear him chatting with the visitors. Well, so long as it's not for you. Hey, Gorlak, it's for you. Well, there's goes your morning. Well, what the harm in seeing who's at the door? It's more adventurers. Alright, what do you losers want? Hark, dark being! We have come to your doorstep to put a stop at whatever machinations you may be up to. And perhaps an extended relationship as our nemesis. You affix them with a harsh glare, hoping it makes them go away. Do you really think you can just waltz up to my door and expect to be my rival? Besides, I already have a rival. Hey, there shan't be a way for him to already have a rival. He's from when I was alive. He'll be here at the end of the month. Oh, verily, I'm sure. A rage you didn't think you could feel anymore wells up inside you. You dare question the object of my ire's existence? Black, seeing you start to get riled up, backs away to let you handle this on your own. The three of you combined don't have half the presence he holds. Unlike the three of you pathetic stick-wielding thugs, he knew how to make an entrance. I'll show you how unworthy you are. Oh, we're in combat once more. Reduces target defense and agility. We've got so many buffs right now. We are eating well. High chance to confuse all enemies. Well, if that is the plan, let's go for a arcane boost. We hope to be lucky with Sow Descent. Nice, and now we're free to do whatever we want. Let's get the ranger up. I almost feel sorry for you lot. Though that is also somewhat of a lie. The battle has given you something to learn. Choose a skill to gain in. Arcana. Your annoying guests run back whence they came. One of them was even crying. And don't you dare come back. Are you sure all that was necessary? Oh, don't you start. The necromancer lets out a sigh and goes back to whatever it is that he does. The points you gain in your trails shall be added to your skills. A new week begins. Oh, that's a very cute. Actually, I'm curious now. Since there are two different save icons, I consider what decides what save icon is used for Gorlak whenever you save. I probably am strong enough to random. Gotcha. Still, that is a very fun very nice detail that you've added. Well, we are close to the Waste Ruins. The only thing that I can imagine is maybe to upgrade our gear a bit. Let's see, the witch has the best of stuff. We could also go down into the... there weren't as many arcana checks in that area though. Most of the checks that we saw there were lore related. But we should still be fine. We can just rely on luck. Continue onwards throughout the catacombs. Let's find our other friend. But before we do that, we're gonna need to fight against the Banshee. And I think that we're in a better state to fight the Banshee now. Oh yeah. Go for broke. Zip Zappa! Oh no. We made our Gorlak broken. Our Gorlak is too strong. Given the points into lore. I'll have you know, I don't appreciate being called a liar. You continue your research. This goal is giving you the strength to carry on. You will gain more stamina after returning home. Some mean-looking guys give you a daring look. Ah, they're gonna wanna have a scuffle. Best thing for me to do, Arcana. You weave the illusion of a bright light flashing them in the eyes. Your foes are unaware of your presence. Oh, these guys are very cute. A gargoyle A, gargoyle B. Jesus Christ, I'm not even buffed, and I still hit for 1000 damage. Some gold and an iron axe. Give me more lore. Ah, we got an updated Catacombs soundtrack. Short stack gargoyle abuse. Well, I guess they are quite short. I mean, aren't most gargoyles short? Ah, almost. You can't see the spot your foe and they remain unseen. You're overwhelmed by mysterious horrors. Well, we can always magic them away. You cast a quick exorcism and gives you a moment of protection. You're surprised, but you must embrace yourself and raise your defenses. I may not be fast, but I sure do hit hard. Nice. Killing you. Jag känns som to learn something new. I mean, I guess someone skulking wouldn't be too bad. Oh, sick! I've been waiting for this one. Weave stylishly. That turned out to be a pretty good shortcut. You made some extra progress. Oh yeah, no, just dance around the traps, Gorlak. Dance like the dancer you're meant to be. They've also had twists into an extra dimensional space. Well, the best thing we can do here is to dispel it. It turns out that the hallway was much smaller than it looked. You made extra progress. Here's one of the catacombs. You may find your old friend in here. Another goal event. We might be in for another fight. Not sure. You turn a corner and are faced with a tall figure carrying a sword as tall as they are. You take a heavy step forward, you feel a stiff wind. Perhaps that banshee decided to find some big scare guy to scare you off. This name I've told you about. Delivered this one from our home. The large warrior lifts their claymore in both hands and rushes towards you. Well, I'm certainly not in a good position. If I can turn him to sleep, then I can do a couple more setup turns. We have grabbed something good to eat then, play. I don't know how hard he hits. That's probably the scariest part of this. I think I may be able to DPS check him though. Yeah, that's not too bad. And we have enough mana for our true combo, one-liner. And we do seem to outspeed him, so Zip Zapper once again. They're trying to top you over. Well, this is gonna be bad. Dodge. Nice. Evaded strike and found an opening in their movement. Enemies defense lowered for one turn. This is gonna be terrible for them. They were to swing that sword around. You would know it anywhere. Why? I know it's you. We can stop now. Oh, that is incredibly cute with the Steam achievements. You defeated the mysterious man. And the mysterious man just happens to be your friend. Very cute. You sit down next to your old friend. Listen, I'm sorry I grabbed some money out of your tomb before making sure I could talk to you and didn't you have to with a big hug just like old times? Yeah, I'm knocking the wind out of you, but you don't want to turn this down. White takes out some sheets of paper and charcoal from their cape and draws something out and show you. You didn't recognize me, did ya? You take an extra piece of charcoal and paper. Is it take an extra piece of charcoal and paper White together and scribble notes yourself? I like your new look, yeah. Are you become the White Guardian? They pause a moment. That's not me, you should keep away from that guy. Oh, you say out loud this time. In an effort to break the sudden tension, White gets back to writing. It's good to see you again. How do you come back? That's something I need a bit of help with. You spend some time explaining your situation to White. This goal has given you the strength to carry on. You will gain more stamina after returning home. You may find a piece of your old life in here. Well, we have 14 more stamina to energy to use. We may as well use it to explore. The path was some mean looking guys and they give you a look. Ah, damn it. I almost had it. They give you a look over and make a nasty little smirk as they approach you. A group of guards approach you and you're at a disadvantage. Distracting illusions. Nice. Lucky. You weave the illusions of a bright light flashing them in the eyes. Your foes are unaware of your presence. Oh, this is just lovely. Someone actually remembered that grotesques exists. This is so fun. Man, there are so many nice grotesques out there on churches around here. Sure, some of them have been dilapidated with age, but I only think that adds to their charm. Oh. They are not messing around. And it's starting to get real low on mana. So enemies do get a little stronger based on the day, but the tier of enemy is a definitely big jump up. Yeah, no, the fact that I didn't just die due to a zip zapper is... this is gonna be a problem. So, as to not lose some stamina, better try to escape. Just gonna have to hope for no more combat encounters, or if I do get combat encounters that I can just avoid them. Well, nice. You managed to find exactly where the trail, where these tracks leads. You're being caused by necromantic forces emanating from a pair of ghasts. Exercise the spirits, calm them down, just smack him, create a ward. Well, the best thing that we can do right now is to try and reason with them. Your Isle of Spirits need to calm down a bit. Move on. You continue on your way. You also get a gift. A nice potion. Why, thank you. Why, thank you, peddler. I want to see your stock. Actually, what's your special section like? The red eye ring increases critical hit chances, fancy amulet, fang pendant. The boots are pretty nice for right now though, so I don't mind keeping those. What's the armor like? Steel helm, steel fangs, soft robes. Warrior harness. And let's go for some consumables for now then. Give me one nice potion. And a regular potion. And then we can probably... Nah, the stuff that we currently have on is good enough as is. Right. 2 more gamble chances. Our stress is quite high, but I do believe in us. Holy, we actually managed to clear that one. They clearly were hoping to get a piece of you, but you were not about to let them get it. You're cornered by a grotesque squad, and they think you're up to no good. Stalk right past them, swing at them, distract them with magic. Or run past them, flight. Best stat to get in here would be more Arcana. Nice. You're cornered by a very distracting illusion that holds their attention quite silly. You could use this chance to leave. A mithril helm out of the blue, eh? Isn't that one of the best items that the witch can sell you? I'm quite surprised. Right, one more. Please don't let it be another enemy. It'll likely be another enemy, who am I kidding? Of course it is. Well, none of these are really good for me. The best chance I have is just to dodge. This is terrible. Yeah, that's a defeated Gorlak, alright. We gambled too much. Well, sadly we are a stressful Gorlak today. With your experience in Arcana, Gorlak has learned the Warlock Crash. Every item table has a chance to give you something from a higher tier table. I'm starting to really appreciate how you think about game design, Mr. Landshark. That is something that is so pleasant to just get granted a boon of something from a higher tier table. just on a roll of a dice. You and your old companions arrive at your lair to find the necromancer seemingly having just finished a bout of hard work. Sometimes you simply get lucky. Yeah, sometimes you do. And other times you're like me and you are incredibly unlucky. Oh good, you're here. I have the ritual room. They stop themselves as see White standing next to you, fully upright and animated on their own. Oh, did I not mention that White was already undead? You know for a fact that you didn't. You're excited clambering coming from the halls as you hear a shout. White's here! Black slides into the room faster than you've seen him move in a long time. He sprints directly towards White, arms outstretched as he leaps up to cling onto White's much taller form. It's good to see you, bud. White hugs Black closer. White taps their finger, the secret language these two share of the years they shared with you. You also had a hard time with it yourself, though. Well, I miss you too, bud. He crawls up on White's shoulders, his favorite spot. How big is White if Black can just crawl up onto his shoulders and sit there? A giant of a man. So, what do you think of our new big scary muscle? Oh, well, they seem nice. Like about 8 feet tall. Damn. Big man, big man. Doesn't change the fact I spent all day working on the ritual of Unlife. Well, if you don't need me to perform any more rites, could you at least help me clean up in here? The sun sets for another day. The stress consumes you. It's day 15. The spirits of self-improvement have blessed your home. You're guaranteed to have great results when training today. Now, are you ready to uphold your end of the bargain? Yes, you want me to declare my return to the screams of the general populace. Good. Then you may continue your work. You're in your lair. Guaranteed a excellent result today. Well, we do need to get our stress down. A good way to get our stress down would just be to relax a bit, I guess. Actually, I know something. It's going to be a tiny bit cheesy. But... I wanna sell some stuff to you. Regenerate HP by 75% over 3 turns. That's pretty nice. You get so much good stuff upon selling higher tier items. Absorb fire damage, become weak to water, grants the ability to cast a Ruby Haze. I should really consider using that. But since I am guaranteed a good result today, you can buy a comfy shield to upgrade your stat to level 3. Yes, thanks. Actually, I probably should also sell that for 25, sell that for 100. Right, we sell 1 chrysanthemum to also upgrade our sleeping quarters. Yeah, no, this is a very nice study now. Alright, I think this is gonna be our last day of the transmission. We have been going on for about 2 hours now. So let's see how much stats we get into lore now. With your great stamina, Gorlak has learned to use Focus Barrier. With your experience in lore, Gorlak has learned to use Crashing Wave. He spent today studying to great result, 20 lore and 6 stamina. That's a great increase. The sun sets for another day. The stress of the day gnaws at you. But a good bed helps. It's day 16. Today feels calm. You will encounter fewer battle excursions today. Though I think that will be it for today, for this Life of Gorlak for today. We will return with more Gorlak in a week. The next transmission will be hosted on Thursday, and that will be another session of Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I'm happy to hear that you're excited, Landshark. Thank you all for tuning in still. Let's see then. Can I send you guys off to anywhere, I wonder? Does not seem like there's anyone on my followers list that I can send you guys off onto. So, in that case, I'm gonna do my usual little spiel. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you will have a wonderful remaining day. And until the next time that we see each other, stay strong, stay wise, and no matter how down you may feel, luck will always be on your side. Catch you around next time. Take care.